And like that, I mean, like she's a strong girl down there. She does a really good job getting position. So once you get in there, you get pounded a couple times, it wears on you. So she was already a little gassed. And then it's Ash. Ash is averaging nearly a double-double. So she's going to be a focus every night. But I think she did a really good job of, bringing her outside, taking her off the bounce, doing a little bit of everything to make them defend. And I think we got away from that too. I mean, I want that kid touching the ball every time he come down the floor. She attracts so much attention and opens up so much things for everybody else. But we made some really bad decisions tonight, and I don't understand where the confusion is. So that's all, like I said, that's on me. We'll figure it out and we'll get it fixed.
Now, we talked a little bit about the bad. What about the good? There were some good things about this game, especially up until the midway point of that fourth quarter.
Oh yeah, I think Marceline came out spectacular. She did her job. She was aggressive getting downhill. She made the simple play. I thought she did really good. Kinley did her job, shot the ball well tonight, opened some things up. In that first half, well, Ash handled that matchup all night pretty well, up until the fouls came out a little bit. But I thought she kept her composure really well tonight. But I mean, it's just like I said, we're a team that relies on everybody, and sometimes that's a kryptonite. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to change what we're doing. They either have to mature and reach that standard, or it's not going to work. I mean, lowering the standard isn't going to help them. Life doesn't work that way. So you have to meet the standard that's required. And now all it is making you sit down, do what you do best, but doing it all the time. Not just when things are going well, trusting it and doing it all. I mean, that's what we talk about. That's faith. Trusting it even when it ain't going your way. That's what we talk about all the time. And we're struggling in that department because we like to rely on what we see and all the outside things. But once we learn that lesson, I think in life as well, we'll be way better off.
Now, you said something about Marceline. That's somebody I watch, and sometimes I can't figure her out personality-wise. She seems like she is as cool as she can be in a lot of situations, and other times she looks very nervous. Which one is it?
Both. She's like Casey, she's a clowner off the court. She's a kid. She's the true definition of a kid. So when coaching her, you have to always remind her when she's doing well, but always challenge her for more. Don't let her settle for that bare minimum, because what she did in the first half, she can do that. That's no different. I've seen Mar do that. But I think when she gets nervous is when the margin of error gets a little bit closer. But that's when you rely on everybody around you. I'm not asking you to be the superhero kid. We got 4 other people that's out here that's going to help us get the job done. So that's another thing, and maybe we need to revisit that conversation of, what do you think is asked of you? What's required of you? Because if it's something outside of what we've asked of you, you put that burden on yourself that we didn't ask you to carry. So.
Okay, you look at some of the positive things here tonight. Again, we talked about Ashley Baragas. I think Presley Holweg always just impresses me going after the ball. She had 7 rebounds tonight.
Yes. She's the toughest kid we got.
Yeah.
Especially now that since Maddie Ayers didn't play tonight, Presley is hand and foot the toughest kid out there. I mean, she ain't scared of nothing. She'll do what we ask. She's another one that's a kid that gets a little nervous on offense. I'm like, I think I told her one time, I said, just run her over. Like, you already got a head full of steam, just run her over. But she's one that, again, I know that I can trust out there defensively for sure.
So what are you going to work on for next up against the Wednesday night? Trying to think who you got Wednesday.
St. Louis. Us?
Yeah.
That doesn't change. I mean, you would think I'm crazy, but you ask the kids. We won the game Wednesday. You ask them if they got a scout from us. They did not. They didn't get a paper scout. They didn't get no film. Today, almost beat them. They didn't get no paper scout. They didn't get no film, because all we're concerned about is us. If we take care of the ball, we take care of what we do, and be the best at what we're asking, it doesn't matter what the other team does, But we got some problems that we need to fix on ourselves, and we have no time to be worried about anybody else when we're the issue. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be the same thing that we got to do. Go back, narrow down on what we done had, work on that in practice. But the focus is always going to be us. It's always going to be us.
All right, Coach. Thanks for your time. We appreciate you coming by. Good luck next time around. Hopefully, better result next time we see that.
Oh, yeah, I know, right? Hopefully on Wednesday. Pray hard.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
That is Coach Kerry Shepard, head coach of the Mackinac Lady Cardinals. They drop it here tonight, 57-53 after a very tough fourth quarter. And, that was a game that they had. And she will tell you, and everybody else I think will tell you as well, they probably could have won that game, but it just turned sour about midway through the fourth.
Yeah, Glenn, and I know I mentioned it before we went to break after the game ended, that it just felt like in that game, Mac did everything they could in that fourth quarter to lose the game. They just stopped playing and got into foul trouble. And that is something you cannot do against a really good State Fair team. And this entire region on both the men and women's side is really good.
And that's what she said. She said, for whatever reason, we stopped being aggressive. We stopped going after some rebounds and some shots and things like that. And you saw that late in the game. And I'm kind of got distracted right now watching Ashley Baragas talk to one of the officials, no doubt about some of the calls late in the game, because she was very frustrated with some of those calls, and she's on the other side just kind of having a nice conversation about the whole thing. But, yeah, they stopped being aggressive. A couple of times shots went up, came back down, almost hit the floor, and State Fair picked it up, and Mac was all around it. They just didn't go after the rebound, and, wow, you can't be unaggressive in these kind of moments. You've got to go out, put the pedal to the metal, get that, killer instinct and get it done.
Of course, the Lady Cardinals are back at it on Wednesday against St. Louis Community College, and a team that is in the conference but is Division II, and, you can't take nights off. And I think Mac needs that game against St. Louis Community College to really get back to the rhythm. Like, they have, this second half of the season, they have really struggled to find their identity. They had it in the first half. They were on an 11-game win streak through the first half into the second half. And things have fallen off for this team. And I get that, two of the top three leading scorers on the team have dealt with injury and are done for the season. But it's tough when you put when you with lack of, for a better term, shoot yourself in the foot in the fourth quarter like they did. It doesn't help.
I think they really, really missed Maddie tonight simply because sometimes when Maddie's on the floor and they're going through those types of quarters like that, she's the person that will take the ball and just run with it, and she'll run the offense. And she may throw a pass out of bounds or may miss a three or whatever, but she is aggressive and plays aggressive the entire time. And I think they really missed her here tonight coming in and taking over. But Marceline Claremont did a good job of running the offense, especially late in the game. And like I said, it's kind of hard to figure her out. Sometimes she looks like she is so cool, and other times she looks very, very nervous. And Carrie said, yeah, it's both. Sometimes she is that way. And I think she did a decent job of running the offense tonight, but I think they did miss Maddie. But they will tell you that's no excuse. They probably still should have won this game.
I don't want to put words into the mouth of, Carrie Shepard, but at this point in the season, you would think a coach wants to know, become confident in any five on the floor. I'm not saying she's not confident in the five she's putting out there to start games. I just think there's still some fine-tuning to go before that five is the five that will be starting in the region playoffs.
Yeah.
And not saying that the five that started tonight shouldn't be starting. I am 100% not saying that because they are all good athletes. I just think they need to get some rhythm and get some games under their belt and put things together. Get some more practices, put things together, and maybe this five will be the five that will have success the rest of the way.
Well, I think we've seen Kinley Norris pick it up, and she started to hit some shots and do what we expect from Kinley Norris. I think Jayla Clayton probably had one of her rougher games recently, but if she goes back to playing like she was, I think if Kinley continues to play like that, Ashley continues to play like that, and you're going to get Presley Holweg out there every night, as Carrie said, toughest girl on the floor, especially when Maddie's not there. You're going to get the same game out of her every single time. The consistency from maybe the 3, 4, and 5 people out on the floor might be the difference in whether Mac does anything from this point on or if they just quietly kind of finish the season.
I could not agree more. I could not agree more, Glenn. It's rough when things go the way they go with injuries, and not to make excuses because every team deals with it. But, man, these injuries have just come at the worst possible time for this team. And it's going to take the rest of the team to come out of the tough spell that they're in and really turn things around. Final score in the women's game, State Fair beats Mineral Area 57-53, and that'll wrap things up between games. The MAC men and State Fair men coming up after this on KFMO. All right. Oh. Good evening, everybody, from Park Hills, Missouri. The main event, the Mineral Area Cardinals and State Fair Roadrunners. On the men's side, the Roadrunners 16-6, Mineral Area 13-9. Jared Pettis, Glenn Berry, Landon Keene with you. Glenn's got the Shelter Insurance starting lineup.
All right, first of all, for the State Fair Roadrunners under Mike Brown in his 8th year, they'll start Alex Gunnels, a 5'11 sophomore from Kansas City. Malik Nadier, a 6'8 freshman from Arlington, Texas. Tyson Mobley, 6'1 freshman from Newton, Connecticut. It's Jen Hansen, a 6'10 sophomore from Chicago, Illinois. And Sam Bradford, no, not that guy, but the one that from Houston, Texas. He is 6'6" and a sophomore for State Fair. For the Mineral Area College Cardinals, under Tony Irons in his first year, Preston Turner, the 6'6 sophomore from Elsinore, makes the start. Jordan Logan, a 6'8 sophomore from St. Louis. Jordan Richard, a 6'4 freshman from St. Louis. B.J. Dooling, a 6'1 freshman from Chicago, Illinois. And Joseph Scott, a 6'8 sophomore from Baltimore, Maryland.
Starting lineups brought to you by Shelter Insurance Agent Chuck Odell at 63 East School Street in Bonne Terre. Allow Chuck to help protect your family with life insurance. Your local Shelter Insurance agents. We're your shield, we're your shelter. Mineral Area in the home white uniforms. Cardinals on the front. Red trimmed in black, numbers on the front and back match that. Double red stripe on the base of the pants with the big Cardinal head logo on either side of the pant leg. State Fair in the powder blue unis. State Fair in cursive on the front. Straight across, it's navy blue, no trim. Numbers block on the front and back. Navy blue, no trim. 20 minutes on the big board. We start half number 1. As we get set for this one, it'll be Sam Bradford in the circle. Check that, Chin Hansen in the circle to tip it off against Jordan Logan. Mac wins the tip right to left on your listening device. And it's Mac ball. So that's B.J. Dooling, now to Preston Turner. Turner holding at his chest, gets it to B.J. Dooling. Dooling to the far side for Joseph Scott. Scott was in foul trouble at Moberly on Wednesday. 6 on the shot clock. Preston Turner on the baseline. Dribble drive to the cup. Reverse lay-in. Got it. Preston Turner makes it an early 2-0 Mac lead. 30 seconds in to half number 1.
He kind of made something out of nothing there. He drove the lane, backed out. He drove it again and went to the opposite side for the reverse layup.
Far side for State Fair. That was Tyson Mobley. Gets it to Alex Gunnels in the logo. Now to the near wing for the 6'6 sophomore Sam Bradford. And they have him listed as 6'6. Glenn, he looks more like 6'10. Down low play. Gunnels tried to go to Mobley, but, Nadier, and he threw it behind him and out of bounds.
Yeah, he's a pretty good-sized guy, is Sam Bradford. I said in the pregame, or the lineups anyway, not that one. Not the guy that played for the Rams. Long gone. Don't even know where he is now. I haven't heard from him or about him in a while.
Last I heard, he was playing on the Vikings. That was years ago.
Yeah.
Preston Turner out on the near corner. Now to the wing, to the foul line. Pull up Jay from there. That wouldn't go. Joseph Scott got to chase down the offensive rebound. Scott on perimeter. Jordan Logan on the near side. Top of the arc. Lost the defense, and he takes a 3 from there and hits it. 5-0 Mac. A minute 30 into this one. Now on the near side, this is Nadier. B.J. Dooling with the steal. Numbers the other way. Dooling leaned into the defender, and that was Tyson Mobley who deflects the dribble out of bounds.
That was a good defensive play by Mobley just to get back there and disrupt that advantage for Mac. Mac will inbound it to the left side of their own goal.
Dooling inbounds, Preston Turner. Now to Logan in the near wing. Logan can't do anything. He's got to come back out for Jordan Richard. To the near side at the wing, B.J. Dooling rejects a screen, gets it down low, posting up. That was Scott. 13 on the shot clock. Scott lost it. Ball's loose. Coming again at Jordan Richard, who'll work inside to the cup with the lay-in. Wouldn't go. Offensive rebound put back Joseph Scott. 7-0 Mac. 2 minutes into the first half.
Well, last time I saw Mac play, Joseph Scott was big time in that game. Let's see if he does it again tonight.
Send it back up top. Straight on 3. Tyson Mobley to cut into the lead. He does. 7-3 Mac leading.
Kind of a similar start to this game as it was in the girls' game, where Mac got out to an early lead and then State Fair came back.
Scott with another lay-in. He's got 4 in the game. It's 9-3 Cardinals. 17.5 to go in the first. On the near side, Gunnels. He'll reverse it back to the far wing. Gunnels try to go down low. It was knocked out by Mac. And it'll be State Fair ball. They'll inbound right of the lane.
A few of the MAC fans and a few of the players wanting to know if that actually went off of MAC. Didn't look like they touched it, but that official on the far side, who has a better look at it, says yeah.
On the near side, it's Bradford. To the near wing for Gunnels. Gunnels, interior pass to Hansen. Hansen deep two. His feet were on the high school line. That goes off the iron and over the backboard. And it's MAC ball.
Well, right now, State Fair struggling from the field to try to find anything. The only shot they've hit so far is Tyson Mobley's three. And the rest of the time, they've been having a hard time getting the ball up the court into their offensive zone and getting decent shots.
BJ Dooling up the floor on the far side. Dooling to the near wing for Preston Turner, into the corner for Jordan Logan. Logan trying to work around the defender. That's Nadia. He gets down to the iron with Nadia. Can't hit the shot. Deflects the rebound out of bounds. It'll be State Fair ball.
Well, I thought for a minute there that Jordan Logan was going to get either the shot or the rebound and put it back up and in, but he just couldn't hang on to it.
9-3 MAC. 16:44 to go in the first. State Fair ball. Mobley gets it. He works it right up the middle and across the center stripe. Mobley through a screen set by Hansen. Flips it to Gunnels. Near wing three, Gunnels. That wouldn't go. Preston Turner skies for the rebound. Turner up the floor on the far side. Calls for a screen from Scotty, gets it. Try to go back to Scotty, was covered. Turner still has it. He's got to move it before the 5 count. Got it to the far side for Scott, back to Turner. Turner at the wing, up top for Dooling. Dooling straight on three with the man in his face. That's off the mark to the left, and the rebound for Chin Hansen. Hansen hands it off to Gunnels. Gunnels slowly up the floor as he points to the sky with the play call. On the near side, he'll work at top of the arc. Now to the foul line. Hoist from there. Gunnels can't hit it. Was short. BJ Dooling had the rebound. In transition the other way. Jordan Richard one to beat to the cup. Richard lays it in. 11-3 MAC. 15:44 to go in the first half. Now it's Mobley. Top of the arc to the far side at the wing. Fadeaway jumper from there. Couldn't go. Offensive rebound Hansen. Players come together. Held ball, and the arrow favors State Fair. And A.J. Walker checks in for Mineral Area. Media timeout, 15:33 to go in the first. 11-3. Mineral Area leads State Fair on KFMO.
St. Louis's favorite pizza has always been square. And now, so are our deals. Introducing Square Deals at Emo's Pizza. Now, earn rewards faster. Sign up for Square Deals on the Emo's Pizza app or website and get your first 2 squares for free. Emo Square Deals. Order Emo's, collect squares, get free pizza.
Rebound 23. A missed shot from John Brantner, rebounded by Chin Hansen. He was fouled on the putback try, and it'll be the first foul on Mac out of that timeout. 15:25 to go in the first. It's 11-3 Mineral Area. Hansen will have 2 free throws at the line to our right, and that timeout was brought to you by Missouri Farm Bureau agent Mike Sonsegra in Farmington, Jonathan Steffen in Deloge. First free throw for Brantner. Check that. Hansen is good. Brantner was the one that missed on the first try from the near elbow. Jared Pettis, Glenn Berry, and Landon Keene, our entire crew. Second free throw. Good. Hansen's got 2 in the game. It's 11-5 Mac. 15:25 to go in half number 1.
Well, unlike the girls' game before this one, let's see if Mac lets State Fair back into it early on here. I know it's not a big lead, but see if they can maintain some of that lead going in through this first half.
Preston Turner down low for Scott. Oh, his shot was blocked and covered away with it, Chin Hansen. We get a whistle on the other end and a foul on Mineral Area. A.J. Walker. His first and the team's second. Hand check violation. 15:06 to go in the first. 11-5 Mac. State Fair will inbound far side.
I feel like it's kind of one of those fouls that it depends on the mood of the official that night, because we see it a lot, and then sometimes it gets called.
On the near side, this is Sam Bradford. He'll work it with an angle to the top of the arc. Players come together. It's stolen by Jordan Richard. Richard flips it to Preston Turner across the timeline of the far side. Turner at the far wing with the dribble for A.J. Walker. Out of the near side into the corner, Jordan Logan. Bounce pass. Wow, he thought somebody was there posting up. He threw it to the near elbow, or near block, I should say, and Preston Turner was on the far block, not even close to it. And it's a Mac turnover.
Yeah, second turnover for Mac, 3 so far for State Fair in this game. It's been a pretty clean game so far. Let's see if Mac can maintain that and keep the turnovers down.
Mac up by 6. It's State Fair ball. Alex Gunnels out of the backcourt. Backs into the logo. Cuts back to the far side. Dooling stays all over him. Dooling came in for Preston Turner. Gunnels to the near side at the wing. Get it up top for Hansen. Now to Bradford. 12 on the shot clock. Bradford step back 3 straight on. It's short. It goes out of bounds. Mac ball.
Well, it looked good, but it just didn't quite get the result that State Fair was looking for, as that ball was nothing but air. And it goes out of bounds, and Mac will get the ball inside. Well, they'll bring it just to the left of the State Fair goal inbounds.
Daniel Garza checks in for State Fair. Diari Duncan was unavailable for that game against Moberly. He is back tonight. And he is awaiting to check in at the next available stoppage. Scott to the far side, Logan. He'll work it to the foul line, out to Richard on the near side. Into the corner, this is A.J. Walker, 10 on the shot clock. Walker holding, trying to work inside, and we get a foul called on State Fair, and it's Alex Gunnels. The hand check, Gunnels commits his first, and the first on State Fair. And so Diari Duncan comes in for Jordan Richard. Check that, Jordan Logan.
Kind of hard to get the feel right now of how this game is going to be called, because it hasn't really been, it's been physical, and it hasn't been ticky-tack calls so far. Inbound
to Scott. He'll work inside. Spin move down low. Gets to the basket. Can't hit the shot, but he is fouled. And he and Diari Duncan embrace each other as Duncan was going for the rebound. Had it not been a foul, and Scott will shoot 2.
Yeah, Duncan came crashing the boards on there, and he landed on top of his own guy. That was a foul on number 3.
Malik Nadia, his first.
I was looking up because it says it's his 0 foul. But I think it's number 1.
First free throw, no good. Short from Joseph Scott.
We heard Carrie Shepard talking about her girls missing so many free throws in that first game. This is something Mac cannot afford to do in this second one.
Second free throw. Good. Scott splits the trip. He's got 5 in the game. Mac up by 7, 12-5. 13:45 to go in the first. John Brantner in the backcourt working up the floor on the near side. Brantner lobs it to Hansen. Out of the far side for Gunnels. Through a screen set by Hansen to the far wing. That's Nadia working to the elbow. Spin around jumper. Got it. Nadia from 8 feet out.
Nice move by Nadia that time. He took it down baseline left and turn around jumper up and in.
This is Joseph Scott, top of the arc. Swing it inside to Duncan. Got it back to Scott to the baseline. Scott met by a pair. Has to take a shot. I didn't think he had a chance of going up with that, and he drew the foul. I was about to say he has to pass it because he's got nowhere to go with it.
Yeah, it looked like 4 guys around him. Didn't look like there was any place at all he could get rid of that ball, and all of a sudden out of that crowd, he come jumping up in the air and got fouled with the body from behind. Foul is on Chin Hansen.
His first and the third on State Fair. First free throw for Joseph Scott, a second trip to the line. That one's no good.
Boy, you could tell when he let go of that one, it was not going in. It just did not have a lot of spin to it.
13-12 to go in the first. Mac by 5, 12-7. Second for Joseph Scott at the line to our left. Line to your right if you're watching on the Mac YouTube channel. No good. It's short. John Brantner has the rebound. Mac up by 2 possessions. On the near side, it's Brantner. 7 minutes gone in this first half. Brantner to the far side. Top of the arc. He gets it now to Nadia. To the far side. Brantner back again. Brantner trying to work it to Sam Bradford. He lobbed it to him. 8 on the shot clock. Bradford around a couple of defenders. Bradford a hook shot short. Preston Turner has the rebound. And DeAndre Duncan nearly tripped over Turner that time. Here's A.J. Walker down low for Joseph Scott. Trying to get around a defender. Scott can't hit that one. Offensive rebound, B.J. Dooling. Waits at a defender. Shot was blocked from behind. It's still loose down there. And State Fair steps out of bounds and gives it right back.
State Fair yelling for a foul down low because there was a lot of physical contact down there. But instead, they're going to get the turnover with Garza. I think it was that stepped on the line, and he just couldn't keep it in bounds after a couple of nice rebounds by Mac.
12:31 left in the first half. 12-7 Mineral Area. Preston Turner on the inbound. To the near side, A.J. Walker. Walker, top of the arc. Back to the near side, Jordan Logan. Elbow jumper, wouldn't go. Rebound grabbed by Garza. He feeds John Brantner. Brantner at the volleyball line on the near side in front of us. Brantner now to the far wing. He finds Daniel Garza. Top of the arc for Nadia. To the near wing again. Interior pass. Shot blocked by Logan. Preston Turner had it. That shot was taken by Garza. Down low play. Turner hits the lay-in at the other end. 4 for Turner. 14-7 Mac. 11:53 to go. And a State Fair turnover. They threw it out of bounds.
Well, we've seen some good defense on both ends of the ball, especially down by the basket and the baseline, as it looks like a timeout's been called, and we'll take a timeout as well.
Second media stoppage of the half. 14-7. Mac leads State Fair on KFMO. And on KFMO Sports Plus, your home for Mac Athletics in the Parkland. Timeout brought to you by Missouri Farm Bureau.
Officials having to hurry up the Mac Cardinals as they were still in their huddle. Now the official's on the wrong end of the court. He has to hurry up and get to the other end.
He throws the ball to A.J. Walker, who inbounds to Preston Turner. And what do we have? Kickball violation. We'll redo the inbound.
I thought, boy, after all of that, if there's a turnover
yeah,
down
I was
there
about
in the
to
corner,
say.
Tony Irons is not going to be happy.
A.J. Walker up top to Preston Turner. Turner, a little bit offset to the left. Now to A.J. Walker at the far wing. Oh, man, Gunnels uses the body, no call. Lob towards no one. I don't know who he was throwing that to. A.J. Walker just trying to lob it, I think, to Preston Turner, thinking he was going to take it to the cup, but Turner was on an, I guess you could say, an out route, if you will, to the far wing.
Yeah, that was a pass that just got away, and it was out of bounds real quickly. Nobody even had a chance to save that one.
Hail Mary inbound. Daniel Garza, no one to beat, and he slams it. Garza's got his first bucket. It's 14-9 Mac.
So third turnover of the night for Mac, leads to 2 points for State Fair.
Walker to DeAndre Duncan in the near corner. Duncan hands it back to Walker at the near wing. He'll put it to the deck once, take a three, can't hit, comes in to get his own rebound, and Chin Hansen had it as well. Held ball, and the arrow favors State Fair.
Well, at least he followed the shot. You could see when he let go of it, it wasn't going to go down, so he went after it quickly. And unfortunately, State Fair had a hand on it, so that was a jump ball. Stays with them.
On the near side, it's John Brantner. Now to the far side, Gunnels. They cross the center stripe. Gunnels to the near side. Gets it now to Sam Bradford. Bradford top of the arc. He finds Hansen. To the far wing, Garza. Garza holds. Now puts it to the floor. Lob pass to the near side for Brantner. A.J. Walker didn't see it. He could have came and intercepted it. Now down low. This is Chin Hansen. Shot was blocked. Got his own rebound. Ball still loose, and he throws it out of bounds. Mac ball.
That's just good defense right there by De'Ari Duncan for two reasons. Number one, he stayed with it, kept his hands straight up in the air. He did not try to go in and get that cheap foul that he so often does get. He just stayed with it the whole way, and Chin Hansen had nowhere to go.
And so B.J. Dooling down low, walks and turns it over. Beg your pardon, that was A.J. Thomas who's into the game. My apologies.
Yeah, he kind of went around that left side looking for somebody to dump it off to. Thought he had somebody there, but they weren't open, and he had to put his foot back down, try to turn around, and that just didn't work.
Dante Davis checking in now for State Fair. Sam Bradford far side, back to Brantner across the timeline. 10.5 to go in the first. Here's Hansen on the near side, Davis. Davis down low, give and go, back to Hansen. Puts it off window and in. Hansen's got 4. It's 14-11 Mac by 3.
Still another good job of defense on by De'Ari Duncan. That time, though, it got up and in.
De'Ari Duncan draws a foul called against Chin Hansen. That'll be his second and the team's fourth. As a lob pass, I believe, from A.J. Walker was trying to find Duncan. Here's Jordan Richard to check back in. Walker coming out. A.J. Thomas will inbound left of the lane. Thomas inbounds, Turner in the near corner. He'll fake a defender out, bounce it back down low to Thomas, off window and in. Nice pass by Preston Turner. Halfway done in the first half, Mac back up by 5, 16-11. Far side, that's Brantner. Back to the near wing for Dante Davis as he crosses the timeline. Davis on perimeter. 9:55, check that 9:50 to go in the first. Davis trying to get around the defender, and he's going to be called on the hold, so it'll be an offensive foul. He tried to hook and get around A.J. Thomas and couldn't. Davis called on his first and the 5th on State Fair.
Yeah, now Mac's trying to figure out whether they're supposed to bring the ball in bounds. The official keeps pointing to right here in front of the scorer's table, and nobody has come over yet, so now finally Jordan Richard will inbound the ball.
Richard inbound, knocked away. Dante Davis down low, Brantner, left-hand layup, got it. Brantner with his first make. That's a giveaway you can't have.
Yeah, that was a kind of a confusing thing all around, and then the pass kind of lackadaisical, thrown in inbounds like that. It's picked off in an easy bucket down to the other end.
Jordan Logan at the near wing to the far side for Jordan Richard. Richard holding at his chest. Preston Turner in the corner. Bounce pass posting up. De'Ari Duncan around 2 defenders and floats it in. The 6'9 sophomore from Queens, New York, De'Ari Duncan with his first 2 points of the game.
Yeah, he did a great job just working that body, getting that ball down low, getting the left-hand hook to go.
All alone at the other end, Garza beat Duncan to the cup.
He did, but he darn near got himself stuffed by the rim as he went up for the slam, and he barely got it up over the top.
Duncan gets it back at the other end. Spin move down low, met by a pair of defenders, had it knocked away, wanted a foul, he didn't get it. Dante Davis with it now. Joseph Scott ready to check in. Crossing the timeline, Davis far side, 8:45 left in the first half. Preston Turner nearly had a steal, but missed on the poke. Davis to the near side. Turner has hands all over him. Davis to the far wing. He'll work around Duncan, can't. Send it down low. Oh, man, there were 2 Mac Cardinals there. Turner with the block on a shot from Timothy Palmer. At the other end, it's Mac. That was Jordan Richard who couldn't hit the lay-in. Now it's Dante Davis.
Those are some shots that have got to go for Mac right there. That one was down low. It was contested, but still, it should have went up and in.
Davis flips it into the paint. Palmer, shot blocked again by Preston Turner. What a defensive night for Turner. At the other end, Thomas gets it into the lane. For Duncan, shot was deflected. He's fouled.
That foul's going to go on Timothy Palmer, and I think he's just aggravated because he's been blocked down here low, and he's tired of being pushed around, I guess you could say.
2 free throws for DeAre Duncan. At the line to our left. I'll let you know if he makes it, Glenn.
I can see through an arm.
DeAre Duncan's got 2 at the line to our left. First free throw, no good. Subs coming in. Joseph Scott checks in for the shooter. Check that. Marcellus Phillips checks in for the shooter. Jordan Logan comes out. Joseph Scott comes in. B.J. Dooling back in.
I think we're going to see Marcellus Phillips check in for DeAre Duncan.
Yes,
as you
we
said.
are. Yeah. If this one is made, Duncan missed the first. Second free throw, that's good. 3 for Duncan. 8:02 to go in the first. 19-15. Mac leads by 4. And it'll be State Fair to inbound. Mosa Osagi is in. Osagi has Scott to get it in before the 5 count and barely found Sam Bradford. Bradford on the near side, across the timeline. Bradford works into the logo. Hands it off now to Dante Davis. Shot clock at 15. Davis trying to get around a defender to the baseline, and a foul is going to be called on Mineral Area before the shot. It's B.J. Dooling. He commits his first and the team's third.
That was maybe a half a second before a potential traveling there on State Fair, but unfortunately the foul came first.
Media stoppage, 7:45 to go in the first. Mac up 19-15 on KFMO.
Kevin Ball's Auto Body, the most recommended in the Parkland. The definition of recommended is to be worthy of trust, and they don't take that lightly. They treat your vehicle like it's their own. Your neighbors, your family, and your friends are now satisfied customers because you recommended them. When you need collision repair, don't just take it anywhere. Take it to Kevin Ball's Auto Body in Park Hills, the most recommended, because your car hasn't looked this new since it was new.
Kevin Ball's Auto Body, the most recommended by far.
$7:45 to go in half number 1. Mineral Area leads State Fair 19-15. It is Roadrunners ball, if I'm not mistaken, down here at the right baseline. And yes, it'll be Mosa Osagi to inbound. Osagi looking for somebody up top. Floats it up to Malik Nadier, and he'll hand it off for Dante Davis. Davis on the near wing. Gets it to Bradford. Bradford cuts to the foul line, met by a defender. Bradford up and underneath move, can't hit the layup. Joseph Scott has the rebound. Scott now to B.J. Dooling. Mac by 4. Dooling across the timeline into the corner for Marcellus Phillips to the cup with the lay-in. Uncontested. Phillips makes it 21-15.
Boy, if you get Marcellus Phillips coming off the bench and getting buckets real quick, that is going to be a plus for Mac here tonight.
On the near side, Dante Davis. Davis to the top of the key. Now to the near block, gets around the defense, and Davis has the lay-in. Nice work to get inside by Davis. 7 minutes left in the first. 21-17. Preston Turner in the near corner for Mac as the Cardinals have set up the offense. Jordan Richard now, top of the arc. Richard with one dribble, got it to Turner, far wing, gets around the defense to the elbow, back out now to B.J. Dooling. Lob it to the near wing, Jordan Richard fakes a 3, dribble drive in. Foul line jumper for Richard, rolls around and comes out. Richard was knocked to the floor, and Marcellus Phillips commits a foul on the rebound try.
Yeah, he was just trying to get in there, maybe knock the ball loose, but he got his arm up underneath the arm of the player on State Fair.
That was Daniel Garza.
Yeah, Garza, and that was where the foul came.
6:36 to go in the first. Garza receives the inbound, right back to Osagi. He'll work it up the floor, angling to the near side as he crosses the center stripe. Osagi through the logo again. Now he'll cut it back to the foul line. Osagi back to the near side. for Dante Davis. Davis backs off, 6:15 left in quarter and half number one. On the far side, that's Davis, 7 on the shot clock, trying to bounce pass down low on the near side. Nadia was knocked away by Jordan Richard. Couple of crossovers as he crosses the timeline. Turner, catch and shoot, can't take the three. He'll work inside. Back out Richard on the near wing. Bounce pass down low, Joseph Scott. Scott back to Turner, catch and shoot three near side, wouldn't go. Offensive rebound, Marcellus Phillips, and he puts it back in.
Turner was bucking for a foul on that three-pointer, but he didn't get it. But a nice job by Marcellus Phillips to get on the boards and get some points out of that one.
This is Sam Bradford coast to coast. He can't hit that floater, and the rebound's grabbed by Jordan Richard. And up the floor, it's Preston Turner. Outlet, Marcellus Phillips. Hop step through. Elbow jumper, no good. Offensive rebound, Joseph Scott. Reverse lay-in, got it. Scott has 7. Timeout, State Fair. 5:26 to go in the first. 25-17. It is a 30 stoppage. Are they going to use this as the media? Let's see what they do. It is just a 30-second stoppage. This will not be the media. We will keep it here. Mack with a great transition game so far in this one and the last couple of trips. They are looking for, sorry, Glenn.
The tempo of this game is picked up big time. I mean, every time somebody gets the ball through the bucket, it's like, up, it's at half court, it's up, and it's in.
5:26 to go in the first. Mack up 25-17. This timeout brought to you by Missouri Farm Bureau agent Mike Sansegraw, located on St. Genevieve Avenue in Farmington, and Jonathan Steffen on North State Street in Deloge. Contact them today for a free quote on auto, home business, or life insurance. It'll be State Fair ball on the baseline. And Dante Davis will inbound. Alex Gunnell's back on the floor for State Fair. He checks in for Mosa Osagi. Inbound to the far side to Sam Bradford, and he dribbles it out of bounds. Mack ball.
We saw that in the girls' game. We had a couple of girls on the State Fair team that just couldn't hang on to the ball. Shea Wright was one of them, especially in that third and fourth quarter. And that time it was kind of the same thing. Bradford caught a pass. Nobody really around him to contest it, but he just couldn't hang on to it.
Inbound to Marcellus Phillips. Back to B.J. Dooling. Now to the near side, Jordan Richard. Richard cuts to the basket. He is fouled hard from behind, and Jordan Richard will go to the line to shoot 2 free throws.
Well, that's what happens when you take it up strong. You don't take it down there and try to lay it up. You take it up strong against 2 defenders. Somebody's going to hack you.
That foul puts Mack in the bonus with 5:16 left in the first. Jordan Richard has 2 at the line to our left. It was a shooting foul. First free throw, good. Richard has 3 points in the game. He's from St. Louis, Missouri, 6'4" freshman on this team, coached by Tony Irons in his first season. C.J. Claxton checks in for Mack, and John Brantner in for State Fair. Of course, Claxton has been out there. He checked in at the timeout. And Jordan Richard hits both of those free throws. State Fair on the inbound. Gunnels has it. Now for Tyson Mobley, who's back in. Mobley trying to cross the timeline. Gets across it right up the middle underneath the video board. Back out. This is Nadia at the top of the arc. Up and underneath move. Shot wouldn't go. Offensive rebound. That was Sam Bradford. His first bucket.
Yeah, Nadia made a nice move, but he couldn't get the ball to go down, but Bradford snuck in there for the rebound and the putback.
Marcellus Phillips, bully ball to the basket, and the foul. He was undercut after the shot by Tyson Mobley. It'll be his first and the team's 8th.
He's a little slow to get up, but he's going to make it back. He's holding the right side of his back, but I think he just came down hard. And I think he's just got a little bit of a stinger there. He's going to hopefully walk that off.
Mosa Osagi back in. Phillips has an and 1 at the line to our left. The foul was the first on Tyson Mobley, the 8th on State Fair. First free throw. Check that the and 1 free throw from Phillips. Good, around and in. He's got 7. Preston Turner checks in. And who's coming out? C.J. Claxton is coming to the bench. 4:48 left in the first. Mack up by 11, 30-19. John Brantner inbounds to Bradford and gets it back. Brantner quickly up the floor in transition. He'll work it towards the foul line. Lob it back up top to the near side for Gunnels. Gunnels hands off Bradford, far sideline. 4.5 left in half number one. Oh, Gunnell, check that. Nadia just bounced his forehead off the hardwood. And he gets the pass after popping to his feet and lays it in underneath. Nice play by Malik Nadia. I mean, I thought he was going to be down. He bounced his chin or forehead off the hardwood after he slipped and fell.
Yeah, he tried to get around a MAC player and just got knocked down to the floor. And I thought, man, he's going to be there a while. But he jumped up, cut to the basket, and got to the bucket.
Preston Turner on the near side. Reverse layup. Phillips no good, but Joseph Scott's there to clean up the loose change. He's got 9. 4:04 to go in the first. 32-21. This will be the media timeout. 4:04 left. It is 32-21. Mineral Area leads on KFMO. Is this the media? Yeah, it is. Okay.
My name's Nick Vargo. I'm the lead service advisor in the Pettis Ford Service Department. We are owned and operated by 2 different families. We treat you guys like a family. You're not just a number on the board to us. You're actually a family member when you come in and get great service. And that's what we strive for, is to create a family environment in the dealership.
Community is everything to us.
Guys, if you want a family-owned and operated dealership that does strive for excellence, we'll get you taken care of.
Come to Pettis Automotive, where we treat you like family.
.404 left in the first. Timeout brought to you by Missouri Farm Bureau agent Mike Sonsiger on Farmington. Jonathan Steffen in Deloge. Contact them today for a free quote on auto, home business, or life insurance. 32-21, Mac leads. Jared Pettis, Glenn Berry, Landon Keene with you. We are late in the first half. On the far side, John Brantner. State Fair's got it. That's Mosa Osagi at the far wing. He'll back off and reset the play. To the far side, Sam Bradford trying to work around Joseph Scott. Uses the body to get to the bucket. Hits the shot and draws the foul.
It looked like there was a whole lot of contact there at the end, but somehow Joseph Scott picks up the foul on that one. That'll send Bradford to the line for the and one.
That'll be the second on Joseph Scott. The 5th on Mineral Area. An and one for Sam Bradford, man. He tore the Cardinals up down in State Fair a couple of weeks ago. And one good for Bradford. He's got 5. 32-24. Mac leads across the timeline. That's Preston Turner at the far wing. And he stepped on the sideline and gives it away.
Well, the lead's been as high as 10 a couple of times for Mac. And now it's down to 8, and this could possibly cut into their lead as well, as Bradford just got too close to the end line.
Inbound goes to Bradford, and he will cross the timeline. Working it all the way down. He's fouled on the pass. A foul is called against Jordan Richard. His first and the last foul Mac can give before State Fair's in the bonus. And live on the inbound to Bradford. Between the circles. Bradford going to dribble to the far side. 3:15 left in half number one. Oh! Slipping and falling was Nadia, but he somehow got the pass to Brantner. Now it's Osagi to the cup with the floater. Wouldn't go. Rebounds tapped back out. Sam Bradford, top of the arc. Bradford to the elbow. That's a charge. Pushed down. Preston Turner. That'll be the second on Sam Bradford, the 9th on State Fair, and Jordan Logan comes in to check in.
Yeah, that was a no-doubter there. As soon as you saw it go down, you knew it was a charge coming. And Bradford right now, as you said, really, really big in that first game with State Fair, has kind of been kept a little quiet tonight, and I think it's a little frustrating to him at times.
3:02 to go in the first. 32-24. Mac still up by 8. And it'll be Mac to inbound Jordan Richard. I'm not sure what was going on here at the table. Both coach Matt Brown and official Paul Fitzwater were there saying something towards the official scores.
I don't know. It was somebody down there, maybe the official scorer, but they were talking about it. Paul came up here to talk about, see what was going on, kind of get some clarity there.
Preston Turner out of the backcourt to the far side. Turner works to the baseline. Coast-to-coast floater doesn't go. Rebound's knocked away and stolen by Mosa Osagi. 2:50 left. Osagi hands it off to Gunnels. Gunnels on the far side will cross the center line. Back to the top of the key, Osagi. Fakes out a defender. Takes an uncontested three. It wouldn't go. Offensive rebound. That was Garza. Near side three, Brantner. That wouldn't fall. Another offensive rebound. Osagi, and Mack knocks it out of bounds. C.J. Claxton coming into the game.
Well, Mac's got to get on the boards a little bit better, I think, down here, down low. Those second and third chances are going to come back to haunt them if they can't get on the boards and get some of those defensive rebounds on this end of the floor.
Tyson Mobley checks back in as Alex Gunnels was limping to the bench. Inbound on the near side, John Brantner. Now to Mosa Osagi. Far side for Mobley, who's back in. 2.5 to go in the first. Mac still up by 8. Mobley had a player cutting. That was Nadia. Couldn't get it to him. Back to the near side, Osagi. 4 on the shot clock. Osagi lost it down low, and he's bailed out on a foul call. I thought he might have walked before the foul. Looks like C.J. Claxton is going to be called on the foul.
Yeah, Claxton's going to be called on it. Jordan Richard over there kind of giving him a little instruction, saying, hey, here's why they called you for that foul. Don't do your hands down here and slap into the ball like that. Keep your hands up and make him go over the top of you.
It'll be a 1-and-1 for Mosa Osagi at the line to our right with 2:17 to go in the first. First one good. Osagi earns the bonus. He's got 1 point. 10-point, yeah, check that. 32-25. That's a 7-point game. I looked up and quickly saw 35-25. I was like, man, I missed a stat. Osagi hits them both. He's got 2.
Yeah, when the scoreboard lets you down, there's not much you can do. I've done that before. Looked up at the scoreboard and went, wait, what?
32-26. Had to do a double take there. 2:15 left in half number 1.
Had a couple of high school games in which the score was incorrect, and I had the correct score, but it made me doubt myself quite a bit.
Mack throws it away. 3-on-2 at the other end. Up and underneath move, Dante Davis, and he lays it in. Mack only up by 4 now. It was an 8-point lead.
Mack needs a little bitty run here at the end of this quarter, and they're having a hard time getting the ball across the timeline.
A.J. Thomas, far side, gets it to Jordan Richard, into the corner for Jordan Logan. Head fake, dribble drive in, put it off window, can't hit, try to get his own rebound, couldn't, and it's John Brantner. 1:38 left in the first half. Mack up by 4. Dante Davis slowly up the line on the near side. Through a screen. Flips it to the far side, Osagi into the corner. This is Nadia to make it a 1-point game. Couldn't do it. Marcellus Phillips had the rebound. Now A.J. Thomas gave it away, or was it poked out? No, he just threw it right out. And here comes A.J. Walker to replace A.J. Thomas. State fair ball.
Mack doing some things that they haven't done most of the game, throwing the ball away, especially in the second half of this first half. As we're down to only a minute 14 left, Mack's committed 9 turnovers, but so has State Fair.
Dante Davis across the timeline to the far side. He tosses it to Daniel Garza. Back up top, it's stolen away by Jordan Logan. 1-on-1, Logan cannot hit the dunk, and the rebound is grabbed by Mosa Osagi. Osagi across the timeline, 52 seconds left. To the near side, he gets it to Davis. Davis through the logo. 45 seconds left on the big board. Davis looking at the shot clock. It ticks down to 10. 8, 7. Davis still with it. Through a screen. Set by Nadia. Backs off. Shot clock at 2. Shot clock at 1. 3 far side doesn't go. A.J. Walker with the rebound. That miss was Dante Davis. Shot clock turned off. 20 seconds left in the first half.
I think this would be a big bucket if Mack can get at least 2 out of this. It would give them a 6-point lead, which feels a little more comfortable than a 4-point lead.
Game clock down to 12, 11, 10. Walker still with it. Game clock down to 8. Game clock down to 7. Walker still in the logo. Game clock at 5. He'll bounce it to Jordan Richard, cutting off the window. Wouldn't go. Rebound Phillips, and that'll do it. Phillips with the putback. He's got 9. Mac leads by 6 as we go to half. 34-28. Mineral Area leads. KFMO Sports halftime show after this on the Parkland Sports Leader.
An approach to teaching and learning that connects the traditional classroom to the real world at Central Methodist University. Now you can learn the way you live and the way you'll work with the new Digital U, available only on the campus of CMU.
Banking with people like you, Unico Bank. We put you first in everything we do. large enough to serve you, small enough to know you. We're your local hometown bank, your friends and neighbors too. Banking with people like you, Unico Bank.
At Belgrade State Bank, we're proud to support our local students. For over a century, we've been more than just a bank. We're part of the community. By investing in our youth, we help build a brighter future, from the classroom to the field. We're here to support our students every step of the way. Belgrade State Bank, proud supporters of our local schools and the next generation. A wise place to do business.
My name's Nick Vargo. I'm the lead service advisor in the Pettis Ford Service Department. We are owned and operated by two different families. We treat you guys like a family. You're not just a number on the board to us. You're actually a family member when you come in and get great service. And that's what we strive for, is to create a family environment in the dealership.
Community is everything to us.
Guys, if you want a family-owned and operated dealership that does strive for excellence, we'll get you taken care of.
Come to Pettis Automotive, where we treat you like family.
St. Louis's favorite pizza has always been Square. And now so are our deals. Introducing Square Deals at Emo's Pizza. Now earn rewards faster. Sign up for Square Deals on the Emo's Pizza app or website and get your first 2 squares for free. Emo Square Deals. Order Emos, collect squares, get free pizza.
Getting reliable, high-speed internet in the country was always a challenge. That's why in 2010 we founded Aptitude Internet Solutions. Since then, we've connected nearly 2,000 homes and businesses. We stand for simple rates, high speeds, and friendly customer service. As the world keeps changing, we do more and more online: business, education, entertainment. And we don't want our communities to be left behind. Let us be your local choice for connecting you to the world.
Kevin Ball's Auto Body, the most recommended in the Parkland. The definition of recommended is to be worthy of trust, and they don't take that lightly. They treat your vehicle like it's their own. Your neighbors, your family, and your friends are now satisfied customers because you recommended them. When you need collision repair, don't just take it anywhere. Take it to Kevin Ball's Auto Body in Park Hills, the most recommended, because your car hasn't looked this new since it was new.
Kevin Ball's Auto Body, the most recommended by far.
Come see us after the game.
turnovers and turn them into points. They got to get on the offensive and defensive boards a little bit better. They've done some pretty good jobs with second-hand points, like Marcellus Phillips has got a few of those. We've seen Antoine Thomas, A.J. Thomas get in there and grab a few boards that, kind of kept things alive. So Mac's just got to keep doing what they're doing, maybe improve on that, cut down on the turnovers, and hit their free throws. And this could be a Mac win here tonight.
At the half, it is 34-28. The Cardinals are outscoring State Fair. That's usually what has to happen for you to be leading at halftime. Now, unlike in the women's game, these Cardinals are going to have to close it down because this State Fair team, like the Lady Roadrunners, they're a team that doesn't go away. So if you let them back into it, they will make you pay, just like State Fair did to the Lady Cardinals in our broadcast opener.
Yeah.
This is a team that can close out games for State Fair.
Yeah, you can't go into any game against State Fair, whether it's men's or women's, and think, okay, now we've got a lead, let's just play ball and win it and go home. You've got to keep working hard. You've got to keep doing the things that got you there in that first half. The ladies did a good job in the third quarter of holding State Fair down. They couldn't quite get on track themselves, but then they got that lead, and it looked like it was all for, intents and purposes. It was done. But State Fair came back. Mac cannot let them do that here in the men's game. As I said in that Three Rivers back-to-back doubleheader we did last week, you hate to go away from any night with 2 losses, and Mac needs to try to pick up in the second half and try to win this one.
The last time these two played, it was a double overtime game, and Mac played really well in the second half. Played really well in the first overtime and fell apart in the second overtime. So these Cardinals need to keep the foot on the gas. They're up 34-28 at half. Second half coming up after this on KFMO. Second half underway. Teams switch sides. Mac now left to right on your listening device. Those directions are switched if you're watching on the Mac YouTube channel. Here's Jordan Logan on the near side for Preston Turner. Turner trying to work at top of the arc. Down low to Joseph Scott. Scott takes it towards the baseline. Comes back out, then back in. Lost the dribble. It was poked away. B.J. Dooling got it at the foul line. Hoist from there, can't hit. And Chin Hansen cleans up the rebound.
Well, he pulled the rebound down, but he also kind of grimaced on the way down the floor. I don't know if he hurt himself or if it was just kind of a strain, but we'll keep an eye on him as he goes back the other way.
Alex Gunnels on the far side. Send it inside for Chin Hansen at the low block, trying to get around Joseph Scott. Hits the shot, but don't count it because he walks and gives it away.
I was worried about that one. I could look down at the other end, and you heard the whistle go, and everybody moaned, and then the traveling call was made.
The reason I was worried is that Scott's arms weren't straight up. They were kind of leaning forward. I was near certain that the foul was called against Scott. Instead, it's a walk, and Mac gets it back. Still up by 6, 1 minute gone here in the second half. Here's D.R.A. Duncan to the far side. Jordan Richard, interior pass to Joseph Scott. Scott trying to work on the baseline. Underneath, reverse layup, wouldn't go. Foul whistled. He's going to the line to shoot 2.
Well, Mac's getting the shots down low and not getting the results, but they are getting the fouls. And that foul that time, it looks like it was on Nadier.
It'll be the second on Malik Nadier, the first on State Fair in half number 2. Joseph Scott's got 2 free throws at the line to our right.
This second half, I may have to take your word for it because I've got Tony Irons and the official standing right in front of me.
I had the official right in front of me as well. I was just guessing that was Scott down there. First one good. He's got 10.
Wait till he goes to the free throw line. Yep, that was Scott.
An easy guess, though, when he's the tallest one out there on the floor.
Back in the old days, years ago, we did all the games from up in the upper deck, which was fine, I guess, for the game. But after the game, getting the coach to come up there, it wasn't much fun.
Yeah. Second for Scott. Falls in. He hits them both. Luckily, we don't have that issue at the TJ Full-On Fieldhouse when they have us on media row. Well, that's a 5 count. Mac Ball, that was a fast 5.
Yeah, if that 5 had been called in that girls' game, we might have had a different result. And
so they put 20 on the Mac shot clock.
I was double checking with the official there. He kind of caught my attention. I wasn't sure what he was saying, but that's what it was.
Scott is fouled from behind. He's going to the line to shoot 2 more.
Well, this is kind of what we saw in that girls' game, too. Just as soon as the second half starts, foul, foul, foul. That's the third one on Nadier. And things kind of got lopsided on the foul calling for a bit. Let's see if they even things out.
Joseph Scott has 2 more. He is 3 for 5, 3 for 6 at the line. First free throw. Was that good, Glenn?
Yep.
I missed it.
Well, I thought maybe somebody's standing in front of you again.
Scott has 12.
I think we're leading the league in tall officials this year.
I think so, too. Second for Scott. Good as well. Now he's at 13, and it's a 10-point game, 38-28. And a steal. B.J. Dooling flips it to Turner, and he dunks it with one hand. Turner with 6.
3 turnovers now for State Fair as Mac puts the press on again.
Here's John Brantner on the near side. Brantner lobs it to the near wing for Nadier into the far corner, Sam Bradford. Alex Gunnels to the near side. Brantner, corner 3, or wing 3, got it. Brantner makes 5 tonight with that one. 40-31, Mac leads. This will be the media timeout. 18:22 to go in the second. You're listening to Mac Athletics on KFMO. 18:15 to go in the second. Mineral Area has possession. They're up 40-34. Preston Turner down low. 5-footer from the baseline wouldn't go. Rebounds deflected away, and it's Sam Bradford. 1-on-2 the other way. Bradford walks, but throws it out of bounds. Mag ball. Shot missed the entire backboard.
Wow. Yeah, State Fair is doing kind of what the State Fair ladies did, and that is they just can't seem to hang on to the ball here tonight, and we've seen 4 turnovers already here in this second half.
BJ Dooling in the backcourt. Will work it up the floor. On the near side, Dooling just in front of us. Lobs it now to Joseph Scott. Scott attacks. Scott with the lay-in. Got it. Scott has 15 in the game. Sam Bradford of the near side. Mac up by 11, 42-31. Bradford for the far corner. That's Nadia. Dribble drive down low. Steps out of bounds and turns it over. Oh, no. They call a foul on Mac. My apologies.
Yeah, that was kind of a cheap foul, and I say cheap foul not by the call itself, but the fact that was just a reach-in foul by Scott. He really didn't have to do that, and he'll pick up his 3rd foul. That's a big foul for them.
42-31, 17-35. Yeah, Scott is the leading scorer this season and tonight.
He just kind of reached around as the guy was going by him. He just stuck his hand out there and picked up that cheap foul. He's got to keep that hand back of that. He really couldn't have done anything to stop him.
Inbound State Fair. They get it to Brantner, far side. Deep 2, 18-footer wouldn't go. Rebound, D.R.A. Duncan after it hopped off the iron. Crossing the timeline, D.R.A. Duncan. Check that, it's B.J. Dooling to the near side. Jordan Richard bodies his way in. That's an offensive foul. Jordan Richard used the body to get to the cup, and he's calling for it, his team second.
Yeah, he kind of lowered that shoulder on the left side, and when he lowered that shoulder, you're going to get called every single time for that one.
Yeah, it might be 11 times out of 10, Glenn. On the near side, Brantner pivots, kick it out, Gunnels. He'll work around Jordan Logan. Gunnels picked up his dribble, back to Brantner in near wing, catch and shoot 3. That's short. Rebound Bradford, flips it inside. He steps out of bounds and turns it over. 17-10 to go in the second. Marcellus Phillips checks in. Jordan Logan coming out for a breather. Mac up 42-31. A lot of stoppages within the first 3 minutes of this half.
Yeah, and a lot of guys running by the desk here. I'm like, who's running in? Who's going out?
Looks like a highway.
Mm-hmm.
Preston Turner on the near side. Now he reverses back. He was awfully close to getting across the timeline before he went back deeper. Marcellus Phillips to the cup, up and underneath move, bounced it down low to B.J. Dooling. Inside for D.R.A. Duncan. 1-on-2, and Duncan laid it in.
Hey, that was a great job that time by Dooling to find Duncan down there.
At the other end, Nadia with the floater got it. Nadia's got 6.
I still like D.R.A. Duncan on that play there again, not picking up the cheap foul.
Duncan posts up, sends it out. Turner, catch and shoot, far wing 3. Turner too strong, and the rebound is grabbed by Alex Gunnels. Gunnels across the timeline on the far side. 11-point lead for Mac, 44-33. Gunnels top of the arc, trying to get around B.J. Dooling. Does, but draws the foul as Dooling got an arm on him. Second on Dooling, third on Mac.
Yeah, I think it was kind of an inadvertent arm up there. It just kind of came up and caught him almost like a clothesline in football. And you just can't ignore that one. That's got to get a whistle.
And so it will be State Fair ball. Inbounding Gunnels to the near side for Brantner. He'll work it to the cup, back out to Gunnels. Nearly threw it out of bounds. Gunnels had to come get it at the bench. Gunnels through a screen set by Palmer into the corner for Nadia. 10 on the shot clock. Brantner spot up 3, wouldn't go. Rebound deflected. Bradford's got it. He'll work it to the baseline again, put it off window and in. Bradford's got 7 and a timeout. State Fair. 15:59 left. If it's a full, we'll take it. If it's a 30, we will step aside and we'll get the media timeout. 15:59 to go in the second. 44-35. Mac leads on KFMO. 15:59 to go in the second. 44-35, Mac leads State Fair. Jared Pettis, Glenn Berry, and Landon Keene back at the studio. Glad you're with us on this Saturday night. A Region 16 doubleheader, Lady Cardinals and State Fair. Crossing the timeline, that's Joseph Scott. He gets the pass from Preston Turner, bounced it to A.J. Walker on the far side. That timeout was brought to you by Missouri Farm Bureau agent Mike Sonsegar on Farmington, Jonathan Steffen in Deloge. Turner on the far wing again. Max shot clock down to 10. Duncan had that pass knocked away. He has to go back and get it. Back to Turner, far side. Shot clock at 4, and Turner is bailed out. Mack is bailed out on the Alex Gunnels reach-in foul. His second and the team's third. And
so tempting to do that. When you see that ball go by and you think, all I got to do is stick my hand in there, I've got a steal, and I'm going back the other way. But with 2 seconds on the shot clock, been better to let it go because he was so far out, it would have been a long shot.
Preston Turner into the logo for A.J. Walker. To the near side, B.J. Dooling at the wing. Back to Walker between the circles. Far side now, Preston Turner. Turner with Gunnels on him. Got it to the near side for Walker. He dribbles to the wing. Shot clock down to 4. Shot clock at 2. Walker can't hit the shot. Offensive rebound. Duncan fouled on the putback.
Well, I was looking for an actual foul on Aaron Walker's shot.
Me too.
He was in midair when Brandner came down and just landed on top of him.
Foul will be the second on Timothy Palmer, the fourth on State Fair, and it's Diari Duncan at the line to shoot 2 free throws.
I give credit to Diari Duncan for getting on the board on that one.
First free throw for Duncan, no good. He's put in a lot of work, and I know we mentioned it every time at the free throw line this season. This is that one. He is 1 for 3 tonight.
I think it's one of those things where he just has to take his time, not rush himself. I think he might have rushed a little bit on that one. Let's see what he does here.
Second free throw. Good. He splits the trip. Duncan has 6, and it's back to a 10-point game, 45-35 with 15 minutes to go in the second half, 5 minutes gone. On the near side, John Brantner through the lane, up and underneath move, and he hits the lay-in, the granny shot lay-in, if you will. And we get a tech going against Brantner. Technical foul comes at 5:07 of the second half, and it's on Brantner. And Preston Turner will shoot the technical shots. I didn't see what was said.
I'm just wondering, and I was trying to read Paul Fitzwater's lips when he was telling the coach. The coach for State Fair didn't question it.
First one good for Turner on the technical shots, and I believe Mack will get the ball back after these as well. Turner hits them both. He's got 8.
But I the only thing I can think of is possibly taunting after making that shot, because he laid it up and in. It was a great shot, and after he did that, maybe he just said the wrong thing, and the official heard it.
Crossing the timeline, A.J. Walker. He gets it to Dooling. Back to Walker to the near side. Preston Turner down low for Diari Duncan. Swing it over the head. Oh, he had Dooling, but it was stolen away by Gunnels. Gunnels outlet. Bradford steps around the defender and lays it in. Nice extension of the step from Bradford. 47-39 Mack.
That's kind of a 4-point swing there. You kind of feel like Mack gets those 2 points. They kind of really put the hurt on State Fair, but they don't, and instead give up a bucket.
Joseph Scott rolls it to Duncan, gets it back to Scott, can't hit the shot. Rebound for Bradford. 14 minutes and 15 seconds left in the second half. Gunnels will cross the timeline for Palmer. Now to the near side, Bradford, top of the arc. Bradford working in around Duncan. 2 close in on him, and he hits it over both of them. Bradford's got 11 with the floating layup. 47-41, Mack by 6.
Yeah, he's starting to open it up here in this second half, and he did a lot of damage in that first game. You got to shut him down somehow.
Preston Turner, bullet pass to Scott. He couldn't hang on. It's a turnover. Bradford at the other end. Spin move, walks, and turns it over. Nice defense for Mack to force that walk. 47-41, Mack leading State Fair, 13:49 to go in the second. And it'll be Mack ball to inbound on the baseline.
Tony Irons trying to tell his ball club, he said, you're just a little bit too loose. You're running around. You're playing street ball. Let's get back with it. And he's got a few guys into the ball game, checking into the ball game as A.J. Walker. And also, I believe, B.J. Dooling just checked back in again.
On the near side, Walker flips it to Dooling. Jordan Richard checked in as well. Paddock got it back up top to Walker. Dooling is at the far wing. 15 seconds on the max shot clock, 13:30 on the game clock. To the near side, Preston Turner, shot clock down to 10. Jordan Logan on the baseline, put it off window and in through traffic. Jordan Logan has 5 points this game.
You'd like to see that from Jordan Logan, too, because he was calling to the ball down in the right corner. He got it. He just kind of made a double dip around the outside, laid it up and in.
Bradford on the near side, met by Preston Turner. Bradford with the low dribble, flips it to Gunnels on the near side at the wing. Gunnels trying to work through the lane, and Dooling called for a blocking foul. That'll be his third and the team's fourth.
That was real close, but not enough for a traveling call. But the foul would have occurred either way before that.
The foul is actually a pushing foul and not a blocking foul. Could have gone either way. It's still on Dooling no matter what. It's the fourth on Mack and the third on Dooling. Down low, that's Chin Hansen. He hits a lay-in. And it's a 7-point game.
I'll tell you what.
Game. Sorry, Glenn.
I tell you what, Chin Hansen can't. When he handles the ball like that, Mack needs some backup over there because I think they want him to handle the ball and they want him to dribble. He is not exactly the best dribbler on the floor today.
A.J. Walker to B.J. Dooling. Back to Walker on the far wing. Interior pass to Richard. He was covered, but it was deflected to him. Richard with the lay-in. Got it. Nice hook shot. Richard's got 6. Timeout, Mineral Area. 12:28 to go in regulation. Full timeout, 51-43. Mack leads on KFMO. A miss from Sam Bradford going coast to coast to try and hit the lay-in. Rebounded by Chin Hansen, and he's fouled, and that's the fourth on B.J. Dooling. The fifth on Mineral Area.
Well, a lot of folks were looking at that one thinking that maybe down low that the foul was going to be called on Mack, maybe even Jordan Logan.
Hansen no good on the first. He gets a second.
But apparently Dooling got his hands in there and caused a problem before the clean block.
Second for Hansen. Misses them both. Ball don't lie, Glenn. Preston Turner has the rebound. On the near side, it's A.J. Walker. 12-10 left in the second half. 51-43 Mack leads. That timeout was brought to you by Missouri Farm Bureau. Down low, it's Marcellus Phillips. Out to Jordan Richard at the near wing. Picked up his dribble to A.J. Walker. Trying to go to Preston Turner far side. Couldn't. Richard gets it. Down low to Phillips posting up. Met by a pair of defenders. Has nowhere to go with it. Got it to Logan. Top of the key for Turner. Dribble drive into the elbow. 3 on the shot clock. Jumper from there wouldn't go. Offensive rebound Walker. Back out Richard. Catch and shoot 3 near side. That goes. Jordan Richards got 9.
All set up by the shortest guy on the floor, Aaron Walker. Pulling down the rebound at 5'8" amongst the Giants and kicking it back out to Jordan Richard, who nailed that 3. Or Jordan Logan. Got my Jordans mixed up.
Nope, that was Richard that hit that 3.
Okay. I still got my Jordans mixed up.
54-43. On the near side, Dante Davis. Far side now to John Brantner. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Brantner trying to step around a defender. Step back three. Brantner wouldn't go. Rebounded by Jordan Logan. Logan throws it to the near side for A.J. Walker. Walker crosses the timeline and sets up the offense to Preston Turner, far wing. He'll take one from downtown. That wouldn't go. Rebound, Jordan Logan. Got it. Put back good. Logan deflected it to himself. 56-43, Mac 10-45 left in regulation.
Well, getting on the offensive boards has really proved big here in this second half for Mac as they are continuing to get second or third chances.
This is Dante Davis. His shot was blocked. Preston Turner chasing down the rebound, and he's pushed out of bounds. But they just call him out clean. Preston Turner was pushed into the bench. I believe he was pushed in by, it was either Daniel Garza or Chin Hansen were both there.
The officials over there kind of making sure everything's okay, but you might even have heard one of the fans yell, hey, he pushed him into the bench. And that's what it certainly looked like from here.
And so it'll be State Fair to inbound. Dante Davis to throw it in.
Only 12 seconds on the shot clock.
Davis inbounds to Nadia. Lobs it back up top to Davis. Shot clock at 8. Shot clock at 5. I don't think they know how much time's left. He'll take one from way out. That will rattle off and not fall. And the rebound's an offensive one for Daniel Garza. Brantner lobs it down low for Nadia. Lost it underneath. Met by a trio of defenders. And Marcellus Phillips takes it away and puts it off of State Fair and out of bounds.
Things getting a little loose on both ends down here. I think Mac right now just got to come back and play some solid basketball on the defensive end, get those defensive rebounds, keep State Fair's chances down to 1.
A.J. Walker out of the backcourt. 10 minutes left in regulation. Mac up 56-43. To the near side, Jordan Richard working inside with the dribble, then forced back out. Richard up top for Walker again. Walker with the bubblegum pink shoes. Like to see those. I need to get me a pair. I also like Richard's bright green shoes. On the near side, he's forced back out on perimeter. 5 on the shot clock. He'll take a 3 from the wing and hit it again. Jordan Richard with 12. Mac up 59-43.
He just begged that defender to come out and defend him, and he still put it up.
Richard was 6 of 33 from the Land of Plenty coming into this game, Glenn. He has hit 2 in a row.
That ball knocked out of bounds, actually lost out of bounds by State Fair, so that's another turnover, number 7 in this half for the Roadrunners, and it'll get it right back to Mac.
And so, Mineral Area takes over, up by 16. 9:25 to go. This was a 6-point game, Glenn. Mac might be on a 10-0 run. They are on a 10-0 run, in fact. Turner to the far side for A.J. Walker. Walker between the circles. Works back to the far wing where Turner gets it. Turner lost it. Had to come back and get it out on perimeter. He was trying to work inside. Shot clock's down to 8. On the near side, Jordan Richard. Couple of crossover dribbles. Shot clock at 4. Richard trying to work in. Lost it down low, and he's bailed out on a foul call. There wasn't much there. The foul might be going against Sam Bradford. It is his 3rd and the team's 6th.
I'm going to agree with you on that one. I didn't see much there, and it was called by the official on the far side of the court under the basket, so he must have seen something that we can't see from this angle.
And so, A.J. Walker inbounds right of the lane. This is the last foul that State Fair can give before Mac is in the bonus. Bounce pass on the inbound to Jordan Logan. Trying to body his way back to the post. He does. Met by a pair of defenders. Gunnels is there. It was all over Logan's arm. It's stolen by Brantner. Lobbed on the outlet for Sam Bradford, and he lays it in. Bradford's got 13. It's 59-45.
When you can palm the ball like Bradford and others can, sometimes it looks like the ball is totally out of control, and you just pick it up and palm it in.
Jordan Richard to the cup. Up and underneath move. Can't hit. Might have been deflected. Rebound touch to John Brantner. Brantner to the foul line, trying to work through traffic. Can't hit the shot, but he's fouled. Brantner will shoot 2, and the foul will be on Jordan Logan, his 1st and the team's 6th.
Joseph Scott's going to check back into the ball game because Mac right now having a little trouble not only getting the shots to go, but also getting the rebounds again. I mean, it's a 14-point lead right now for Mac, but there's a lot of time left. 8:26 to go in this game. And you know what happened in that first game with the MAC women, up by about 12, I think it was, and then all of a sudden things just went south.
59-45, Cardinals lead, 8:26 to go. Brantner's got 2 free throws at the line to our left. Joseph Scott ready to check in after this one. First free throw, good. Brantner's got 8. Here comes Scott. Out goes Jordan Logan.
I think Joseph Scott was looking back at me as I was talking about the girls, saying, hey, don't put that on us. You know, we saw them lose. We don't like it, but don't put that on us.
That great scene from Talladega Nights. Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. Second free throw. Brantner hits them both. He's got 9. It's 59-47. Mac by 12. It is a 12-point game now, Glenn.
It's a 12-point game, and Mac needs to get a bucket, I think, coming down the floor, kind of get that momentum back their way.
Marcellus Phillips dunks it. He was lost in defensive coverage and was wide open. Joseph Scott got it to him.
And that will get you the momentum sometimes. Just the basket itself and the fact that it's a slam gets the crowd going.
Gunnels at the other end. Shot was blocked by Scott. Rebounded by Turner on the near side. Walker across the timeline. Got it back to Turner, back to Walker. They play catch. Walker takes it between the circles, looking for Richard on the far side. Instead, Walker comes back out. Got it to Phillips, top of the arc, to Preston Turner. Corner 3, Turner. Good in the foul. Turner's got 11. And a traditional, I wouldn't even say traditional, a rare 4-point play coming up.
That was a nice shot, first of all, by Turner, and, of course, the defender too late to get over there to try to block it, but he does what a lot of defenders will do. You take a run at the guy and you jump in the air, you wind up hitting him as he releases the ball.
Media stoppage before the and one. 7:46 to go in the second. 64-47, Mac leads, and Preston Turner trying to make it an 18-point game. We'll be back after this on KFMO.
At last, an approach to teaching and learning that connects the traditional classroom to the real world at Central Methodist University. Now you can learn the way you live and the way you'll work with the new Digital U, available only on the campus of CMU.
.7:45 to go in regulation. Mac leads 64-47. Preston Turner with a big make from the land of plenty even, and one. Turner hit the shot, drew the foul. I can't even say old school on a shot like this. A rare 4-point play. Turner's got it because if you say old school, well, there was no 3-point line in the olden days. Glenn remembers those.
Oh, yeah. I remember the ABA that started the 3-point line.
Step back 3 wouldn't go from Bradford. Rebound offensively. That's Mosa Osagi to the near side for Gunnels. He'll step into a 3. That's off the mark. And Preston Turner has the rebound. Turner up the floor on the far side. He has a couple of crossover dribbles as he gets to the foul line. Back out on perimeter. 7:20 left in regulation. That's A.J. Walker. Now to Jordan Richard to Preston Turner. Near wing 3 again. Turner can't get that one. It was short. Rebound grabbed by Daniel Garza. Now to Alex Gunnels on the far side. Gunnels at the First State Community Bank logo to the near wing for Sam Bradford. 7 minutes left in regulation. Bradford around the defender, and Turner commits a reach-in foul.
I think he got a little bit of hold of that jersey at that point because that time Bradford got around him pretty quick. Only his first foul of the night, though, for Turner. So that's a good thing, but it sends him to the line.
Mac has put State Fair in the bonus with 7:01 to go in regulation. Bradford has a 1-and-1 at the line to our left. First free throw is good. So Bradford earns the second.
So if I said the name Kentucky Colonels to you, would that mean anything?
I can only guess an ABA team because I've never heard of it.
Carolina Cougars?
No, nothing.
Yeah.
Second free throw. Bradford hits them both. He's got 15.
Well, just watch that Will Ferrell movie, and you'll see almost everything you need to know about the ABA. I mean, it's pretty accurate. But they did give us the three-point line.
Preston Turner across the timeline to the near side. A.J. Walker. Now for Joseph Scott. Top of the arc to the far side. Turner. Pump fake dribble drive into the lane. Had it poked away. He has to go back and get it. Touches it across half-court line. Oh, the officials say it wasn't deflected. Now Paul Fitzwater going to come in and overturn the call. It had to be deflected for Preston Turner to be going towards the basket and then it to be punched that way with the speed that it had. I would understand if he lost his dribble.
Now the officials are arguing a little bit with the head coach of State Fair because the official under the basket is going to come out and overrule and say, yeah, it was kicked back up the other way, but the State Fair coach doesn't like it.
Scott, corner three, rolls over the cylinder. Rebound grabbed by State Fair. It's Tyson Mobley. Mack forces the turnover. That's Preston Turner. You know, Scott has only taken 6 shots up until that point from the land of plenty, and he's 1 for 7, counting that one.
Yeah, that wasn't a great, well, it was a good look, and it looked good coming out of his hand, but it just didn't go down. And now back the other way, a pretty hard foul down below the bucket as 2 officials are out there talking a little bit about that as well.
Mosa Osagi called for the foul. I think they were just confirming that Marcellus Phillips was on his way up with the shot. And so they give him 2 free throws in continuation. 6:25 to go in the second. Mac up 65-49. First for Phillips. No good. Substitution coming in. It'll be Timothy Palmer. And out comes Malik Nadier.
Well, it's not beyond the reach of State Fair to come back in a game like this, so you really need to hit those free throws. You get those free throws down, and this game becomes a little bit easier for you.
Second free throw for Phillips. Splits the trip. He's got 12 in the game. Mac leads 66-49 with 6:20 left in regulation. Tyson Mobley out of the backcourt. Rejects a screen. Mobley to the top of the arc, now to the foul line. Lost the dribble, and Preston Turner has the steal. 3-on-3. Turner gets through all 3. Can't hit the lay-in, but he's fouled, and Turner will shoot 2 more.
Well, he just kept pushing that ball down the floor. It looked like he had really no shot at all, but, man, he did get a pretty decent look at the basket. Couldn't get it to go, but he did draw the foul, and that will be on State Fair and Mosa Osagi.
His second, State Fair's 9th. First for Turner. Falls in. Turner's got 13 with 1 more coming up after this. 6:07 left in regulation. 67-49. That's good. Turner hits them both. He's got 14.
Free throws are so much easier to count when they're all good.
That is no joke. Whistle and a foul on, I think that's Preston Turner, yep. Hand check. His second, team's 8th, and it will put State Fair at the line for a 1-and-1. It's going to be Mosa Osagi shooting the bonus shots. He was 2 for 2 earlier.
Well, even with a 19-point deficit, these free throws are important for State Fair. They can pull back within 17, but they need some defensive stops.
First one no good. Marcellus Phillips grabs the rebound. Jordan Richard to the near side, A.J. Walker. 6 minutes left in regulation. On the near side, Walker will cross the timeline at the near wing. Game clock now down to 5:45. Joseph Scott to the near wing for Richard. Now to the foul line. That's Phillips working through 2. Phillips can't hit the shot, but he gets the foul. And we'll have free throws. Timothy Palmer commits his 3rd, and that puts Mac in the double bonus. You know, through their 3 single bonus shots, they were shooting 2 each of the 3 times because of shooting fouls.
Now this gives them an opportunity right here to just kind of start putting the final nails in the coffin if they hit the free throws.
First for Phillips, good. 3 for 4 tonight from the foul line. He's a 6'5 sophomore.
Yeah, you were talking earlier about the fact you thought Sam Bradford might be a little taller than they've got him listed. I've been watching him and Preston Turner stand side by side. They're pretty close. Now, that's 6'6" and 6'5", 6'6"?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
maybe my eyes deceived me.
I think maybe it was just one of those things when the game started. It was like, he looks really tall.
Well, I tell you what, Glenn, everybody looks tall to me.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Phillips hits them both 70-49. 5.5 to go here in half number 2. John Brantner to the far side. Nice pick and roll by Timothy Palmer, and he lost it out of bounds.
I like that call by that official because what literally happened there is he came down the floor, lost the ball out of bounds. Now, Joseph Scott was trying to draw the charge, but instead of stopping the action and, sending us to the free throw line, he basically just said, nope, out of bounds.
A.J. Walker on the far side. 5:15 left in regulation. Mack up 70-49. On the near side, it's the Cardinals, and Richard to Scott, now to Turner. Spin move at the foul line, back out, Walker, far wing 3, yes! A.J. Walker with his first make from the land of plenty tonight, and his first make from the field tonight, 73-49 Mack. State Fair at the other end, Bradford can't hit, but he's fouled. Quick math, Glenn, would tell me this is a 24-point differential.
Yep, 24-point lead right now for Mack, and they've just got to keep doing what they're doing. That foul's on Jordan Richard, by the way. That's his third. But Mack needs to keep on doing what they're doing. I think if you're Tony Irons, you're probably telling your team, too, let's not foul. Let's just get this thing over with. Let's get it going because we're up 24. We've got the momentum. Let's see if we can hang on to it.
First free throw, no good from Sam Bradford. He was a perfect 3 of 3 up until that shot. Andrew Starkey comes in from Mineral Area. Malik Nadier and Dante Davis come in for State Fair. Let's see if they get a player that is not on our stat sheet, Glenn. That is Jacob Howell, wears jersey number 32. He was ineligible for the first half of the season, or at least wasn't dressing out. That is why he's not on our stat sheet. Second free throw, no good. Bradford misses them both. Rebound grab by A.J. Walker.
Yes, and he snuck into that game that Connor and I did. And I've seen him before, and I knew his last name, but not his first.
Phillips to the cup, can't hit, he's fouled. Marcellus Phillips to the line to shoot 2. Foul is on Timothy Palmer, that's his 4th.
I like seeing Andrew Starkey into the ballgame. The last time we saw him play was about, I think maybe last Saturday. And he came into the ballgame and drained a couple of threes on his first 2 shots. And I think he just needs to keep shooting the ball because he's got the shot. He just needs to get a little more confidence and keep shooting it.
Phillips good on the first. He's got 15 in the game. 4 Mack Cardinals in double-digit scoring.
How many games did we see him with Fredericktown where he just absolutely went nuts?
You and Sean saw that one a couple years ago against Kingston when he and Cody Yates were both 40 or 45 points or something like that.
And nobody missed a single shot in overtime except for the very last shot, which was a half-court shot by Starkey. Both he and Yates were hitting threes the whole overtime.
Nadia gets the dunk after the Bradford rebound in the outlet. 4.5 left, and here comes A.J. Thomas to the table.
I mean, that's pretty amazing if you think about it. You had 2 teams just shooting the lights out. In overtime, it was 2 players, and the only shot that was missed was a half-court shot at the end.
Joseph Scott just took an elbow up high from Mosa Osage. Marcellus Phillips will work it down low and hit the reverse layup. He's got 17 to lead all scorers, and this might be a season high for Phillips. Sam Bradford the other way, 4 minutes left in regulation. Put it off window and in.
Bradford's going to wind up with some points tonight, but he's obviously not been the same force that he was in that first game where State Fair won that game in overtime.
I don't have the stat in front of me. Preston Turner, uncontested 3 near side. He hits it. He's got 17. 3:40 to go. We should be getting a media timeout any time now, unless the officials are just going to let this one go. 79-53, Mack. On the near side, Dante Davis. Spot up 3 from the near wing. That'll fall. Wow. Davis has 7.
I said it before in that girls' game. That's kind of a Caleb Grill, the Mizzou shooter today. Man, he was hot as heck, hitting shots from everything, including, if you're looking at the Mack floor, he was about where the Mack Cardinal was when he nailed one just before halftime.
There's Preston Turner. He wants another corner tray. He's got it. 20, and now he leads the Cardinals in scoring. C.J. Claxton ready to check in for the Cards as well. Sam Bradford out of the backcourt with 2:55 to go. Bradford to the basket. Shot blocked from behind by Phillips. Hard foul. And Bradford's going to be helped back to his feet as Phillips commits his second.
Yeah, that was a hard foul, and I think Phillips has been getting roughed up a little bit down here by Bradford and others. I think that was a little payback there, but you don't want to see it get out of hand with 2:53 to go, and Mac pretty doggone sealed this one up.
Media stoppage, 2:53 to go, 82-56. Mac leads on KFMO. .253 left in regulation. Mineral Area leads State Fair 82-56. Oh, Cardinals going to improve to 14-9 and 3-4 in Division I Region 16 play. State Fair going to fall to 16-7 and 2-4 as well. Or they will fall to 2-4. And I don't have the standings in front of me, but these two and West Plains are all three near the bottom of the standings. Of course, well, honestly, the only team that we can say is on the top is Bradford misses the first. Moberly hasn't lost a region game yet. Mineral Area has beaten Three Rivers. Second free throw, no good. Offensive rebound, Mosa Osagi to the cup with the lay-in. He got it. Osagi's got 4. Mac with this win tonight, barring a State Fair miracle, will have beaten and lost to State Fair and West Plains and beat Three Rivers. So Mac, we could be looking at Mac being second or third in the region after tonight. Down low, Claxton. He's fouled. He will shoot 2.
Claxton,
sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. Claxton got that ball down low on the baseline, took it down there, and to be honest with you, I think Tony Irons wants to see Andrew Starkey put up some shots here. I think he'd like to see him get some confidence where, he might bring him into a situation where they're down 3, down 6 or whatever to try to get some of those bombs as Claxton bombs one off the backboard.
No good on the first. Weston Crawford checks in for State Fair. And here comes Jacob Howell to the table. I knew we'd see him tonight. Second free throw, no good. Rebounded by Malik Nadier. Across the timeline on the far side with 2:20 left. Nadier working to the baseline, lost it out of bounds. And it was last touched by, who do they say? No signal, off of Mac.
Oh, wow. I'd already marked it down as the 11th turnover this half, but it's still 10, which is 20 total as Marcellus Phillips walks off the floor to a nice hand.
2:17 to go in the second. Phillips has played really strong tonight, 17 points. Inbound up top, stole it away. Claxton with the transition dunk. Yes, it is. Claxton dunks it. It's 84-58 with 2:09 to go.
How much pressure you feel like that when you just got into the game, you're probably not loose, and you get a break like that, and they're all yelling, slam it. That's probably a little bit of pressure on you there.
Ball knocked out by Mac. It'll stay State Fair ball with 1:58 left in regulation. Some fans heading to the exits to beat the traffic. Inbound goes to Osagi, trying to work down low towards the baseline. Starkey is on him. Starkey's got to watch his hands. Osagi hits a hook shot over Starkey. Osagi has 6. Starkey inbounds. A.J. Thomas across the timeline, setting up the offense. Get it to Howell in the corner. Thomas going to take it himself. Can't hit that one. C.J. Claxton missed the second try. Rebound by Joseph Scott. Coming in to get it, State Fair, and held ball is whistled. Wendell Yu is into the game for State Fair as well, and here comes Michael Vincel.
Did you see a held ball there?
I didn't.
I didn't either. I saw a rebound, and I saw Joseph Scott pull the rebound down, and then suddenly we got a whistle.
Dante Davis, with 90 seconds left in regulation, works it up the floor on the near side. Davis has range. He's between the circles. A couple of crossover dribbles. Step back three. Bringing the rain with that one. Missed everything. Joseph Scott deflects the rebound. Claxton has it. Now A.J. Thomas. Starkey in one corner. Hal in the other. C.J. Claxton on the near wing. Up top, this is Scott. Scott has Hal at the near wing. Can't take the three. Holds above his head. Got it back to Scott. Back to the near side, Claxton. He can't take the three. Dribble drive in. Got it to Hal. Corner three, Hal. Oh, wouldn't go. Claxton with the offensive rebound. Get it to Starkey. This is Scott. 43 seconds left. 13 on the shot clock. Hal at the far wing. Walks and turns it over. He took way too many steps before putting that into the floor. Paul Fitzwater turned and looked at me and smiled.
Yeah, he got an opportunity to make a shot there, and I think he thought about it a little bit too much. In fact, I think it was kind of one of those things where he was a little bit too open, and suddenly he just didn't know what to do with the ball.
Lob out of the backcourt. Oh, Hal nearly had the steal. This is
dangerous pass right there.
Yes, it was. Dante Davis. Swing it down low for Michael Vincel. Spin around jumper wouldn't go. Claxton with the rebound. Shot clock turned off. Game clock down to 20. It looks like Mack is going to get across the timeline and finish this one off. 84-60 going to be the final score. Fans here at the Bob on their feet. Mineral Area back into the win column after a tough one on Wednesday and a loss at State Fair. The Cardinals now 14-9. State Fair falls to 16-7. Final score 84-60. Mack gets the winner. They score 50 points in the second half. The Hubs Pub and Grill postgame show coming up after this on KFMO.
Final score once again, 84-60. Mack on top of State Fair, and we're joined in the post-game show by Tony Irons, first-year head coach of the Mineral Area College Cardinals. That's more like it, isn't it, Coach?
Yeah, a little bit.
a little bit more like it. Now, you had a ball club here that really, I think, both teams kind of struggled early in that first half. 34-28 was the score at the end of the half. Felt like nobody wanted to score towards the end, but a good defensive struggle. You made the adjustments, and your offense came alive in that second half.
Yeah, I mean, we've been working a lot on it. In the first half, I thought we were trying to do something. I can't hear you anymore.
Yeah, we're losing the audio here, but we'll get you going again. You got it now?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
Push it in. There we go. Hello?
Yeah, there we go.
Okay,
all right.
Yeah. I think we were trying to do the right things early on. We just weren't having a ton of success with it offensively. But we're a better team. We say it all. I mean, I've been saying it all year, the same things. Like, we're a better team when the ball's moving and multiple people are touching it. And, I thought that tonight was probably – the second half was probably some of the best offense we've had all year.
And you got really a good opportunity here tonight. I thought that your rebounding was good, that your turnovers weren't great in the first half, but second half you limited that to 4, started hitting the free throws, started doing all the little intangibles that get you the wins.
Yeah, definitely. Again, it's a conference game, so you know how it is. This is all the minute details of things. I thought that we're still struggling to get 50-50 balls and long rebounds sometimes, and that gives teams second chance and third chance opportunities. And because we do a good job initially on defense, and then we just have brain farts, and then the next thing you know, they get a rebound, kick it out for a 3 or things like that. So we've got to clean those things up if we want to compete and be a consistent team. And that's what our focus has to be, and then continuing to build offensively.
I thought you had a great performance from Joseph Scott tonight. The two Jordans, Richard and Logan, played well here tonight. Yep. And Preston Turner just kind of seemed to finally relax and play really well here this evening.
Yeah, I mean, he presses sometimes, and that's what we've been talking about too. Tonight was the most comfortable he's looked offensively in spots. And it has to do a lot with his teammates too. Sometimes, again, they want to give him the ball in certain spots, and I think sometimes they force it, or so we got a very unselfish group, and sometimes you can be a little too unselfish in spots, and I thought Preston did a good job of screening and moving without the ball and putting himself in position.
Now, I wasn't at the first State Fair game, the one you lost in overtime, but they were talking about how Sam Bradford really ran wild on you guys in that game at State Fair. What did you do today that just shut Sam down for the most part? He still got some points in, especially late in the game, but what did you do to Sam Bradford tonight and really State Fair the entire evening that limited them on the offensive side?
The first time we played him, he had 36 points on us, so obviously he's going to draw a little bit of attention, and he's going to draw a lot of attention from most people that he plays. He's a really good basketball player. It's the reason why he's getting Division I looks and stuff like that. So, we just wanted to make things difficult for him. Obviously, when you're playing against really, really good players, you're not going to stop them. You're just going to try to make things as difficult as possible for him. And I thought we did a good job of that, putting multiple people on him and just knowing where he was.
Well, having Chen Hansen out there at 6'10 tonight, I thought Diari Duncan would see a lot more time, but you got through this game with Diari only picking up a couple of rebounds and a couple of points, and you didn't really, I won't say you didn't need him, but without him, you didn't suffer offensively or defensively.
Yeah, I mean, he's just getting back, too. So, he didn't play our last game at Moberly, and we're trying to kind of ease him back into, the rotations and things like that, too, though. So I think that it also helps that, at the beginning of the year, we toyed around with with different lineups and different starting lineups and stuff like that. So if someone does have to sit out, everybody now is able to slide into spots and be prepared. So I thought he did a good job of being ready, giving us the minutes that he needed. Obviously the next game he's going to continue to get more minutes and all that to get back, but we just want to make sure that he's healthy for the home stretch.
Got a little media following you around here tonight, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, man. Yep, St. Louis media.
Louis media. They all want to talk to you about your first year at MAC, and I'm sure they're going to, probably ask you maybe even at the end of the season what it was like and all that kind of stuff. But good to be wanted, I guess you could say, and not hunted down for the wrong reason.
No, absolutely, yeah. No, that shows that we did something right. That people are invested in seeing and making sure that we're seeing my progress and how I'm doing and all of that. But like I told them, I really appreciate. How welcoming the community has been to me, and and just the program here, the faculty, everybody's been supportive, and they know that it's going to take time to build, and that's something that I'm looking forward to doing. So I'm excited, and I think we got a really good team right now. We just got to continue to build, but I'm also excited about the future of it as well.
All right. Well, Coach, thank you so much. We appreciate you coming and talking to us in the post-game show. And I know it's your first year, and we're glad to have you here. And we're looking forward to great things, not only in the rest of this season, but hopefully in the future after that. And go home and watch yourself on TV later.
Man, yeah. Well, I'm going home and go to sleep.
Yeah,
so I might
there you
miss
go.
it. I might see it on the internet.
Do a little DVR later on.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
All right, man. Have a great night.
Thank you.
That is Tony Irons, head coach of the Mineral Area Cardinals. His team improves to 14-9. They are 3-4 now in conference play. And as you said, Jared, this was a very good team effort here tonight. And as he talked about as well, this was an effort that, Diari Duncan, he didn't have to play a lot. 4 points. Well, let's see, 6 points in the game, only 2 rebounds. And usually he's kind of a center of their offensive focus. But they didn't need him tonight. Everybody else played so well that he could get a little bit more rest and recover a little better.
Absolutely. Mac played really well. He mentioned that second half also. A 50-point second half. They win at 84-60. We'll take our post-game show break, come back with stats, and wrap things up from the Bob on a Mac men's and women's doubleheader after this on KFMO. All right, roll some more ads. Back here on KFMO at Mineral Area College. One final time. Final score, Mac gets the winner, 84-60. Time for the final stats. Preston Turner leads Mac with 20 points. Marcellus Phillips has 17. Joseph Scott with 15. And Jordan Richard had 12. Then Jordan Logan with 7. Diari Duncan had 6. A.J. Walker finishes with 3. A.J. Thomas and C.J. Claxton each had 2. For the State Fair Roadrunners, it was Sam Bradford with 17. John Brantner with 9. They get 8 from Malik Nadier, 7 from Dante Davis, 6 from Chin Hansen and Mosa Osagi, 4 from Daniel Garza, and 3 from Tyson Mobley. Scoring by half, it was Mac 34-28 in the first, 50-32 in the second. They win 84-68. Glenberry has the team numbers as we wrap this one up.
Team numbers for Mac. First of all, they were 23 of 50 overall. That's 46%. 7 of 16 from the three-point arc at 44%. Add those together, 30 of 66 for 45% here tonight. 19 of 27 free throws here tonight. That's 70%. That's not bad considering they didn't do too well in the first half, so they recovered in the second half. 21 of 40 was State Fair from inside the arc, 53%. 3 of 15 from the outside the arc. That's 20%. Grand total of 24 of 55 for 44%, and that is your overall totals. 9 of 16 from the free throw line, 56%. Rebounding goes to Mac, 31-24. Turnovers easily goes to State Fair. They had 21, Mac had 13, but Mac only had 4 turnovers in that second half, 11 total for State Fair in the second half alone.
Final score, 84-60. Mac gets the win. They're now 14-9. State Fair falls to 16-7. We'll be back here at the Bob on Wednesday when the Mac Cards and Lady Cardinals host St. Louis Community College. Pre-game coverage starts at 4:30. Tip-off times of 5 and 7. Everybody involved in our broadcast, Lane and Keene doing a great job back at the studio. He's Glenn Berry. I'm Jared Pettis saying so long from the Bob. Join us on Monday for more high school basketball on AM 1240 KFMO.